What's happening, guys? It's Big Yams here, and I'm back with another one. Obviously, UFC 316 is done and dusted now, so we're gonna be talking about what's next for the Sugar Show because some people are saying the Sugar Show is finished, some people are saying the Sugar Show should move up. So let's get into it, man. First of all, for those of you that don't know, and you should know, if you don't know, you've probably been living under a rock. But Sean O'Malley lost to Merab Dvalishvili on the weekend via submission. And I'm going to be honest, guys, this has put Sean O'Malley in a very weird position. His superstardom is very questionable now. I don't think Sean O'Malley will be as big of as a bigger bruv, I've mixed up my words now. I don't think Sean O'Malley will be as big as a draw, as big of a draw as he was before. I still think he will bring in decent numbers, but listen, when you've got someone like Sean O'Malley, listen, the superstars we have of today are not like Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor could lose and still come back and do crazy numbers. I still think Sean O'Malley can do decent numbers, but his stock has dropped. And that's just the reality. Especially because he's lost to the same guy twice. Cool. Personally, I think the next fight for Sean O'Malley is probably the Peter Yan rematch. Obviously, Peter Yan has come out and said he wants the title shot next, I believe, and he was talking a load of shit to Sean O'Malley on Twitter. But I'm going to be honest, personally, I think Corey Sandhagen should be next in line for the title shot. So if the UFC go by what should happen, then Sandhagen should get the title shot, and then I would say Sean O'Malley and Peter Yan rematch sometime this year. Bruv, that would be a must-win for Sean though, because if he loses, because the first fight is very questionable. A lot of people say Yan won, so if they was to go into a rematch and Sean loses, then boy, his stock is going to drop even more. Do I think he can win? Yes, but it will be a very tough matchup. Peter Yan is not an easy matchup for anyone. So, listen, Sean's got his hands full in that division. I'm not going to lie to you guys. In terms of all-round mixed martial artist, Sean has got a long day, man. So, but I would go Sean O'Malley versus Peter Yan next. I think that's the matchup that makes the most sense. But the only the crazy thing is, if Sean O'Malley beats Peter Yan, then he stays at number one contender, I believe. And he can't really get a title shot because you've lost to the same guy twice in a row. Sean's in a very weird spot, guys. Honestly, he's in a very, very weird spot. We then have, obviously, if Peter Yan was to win, I was about to change over to the next slide, but just realised. If Peter Yan was to win, that would make him the number one contender, which if he was to beat Sean, he would deserve the title shot, I'll be honest. But yeah, that's the matchup personally that I think makes the most sense for the UFC right now, and for Sean O'Malley, and for Peter Yan, because I don't think Peter Yan should get the title shot next. I think it's Corey Sandhagen that should. The next matchup we could potentially have, which is, I'm not going to say dangerous, but it's a very 50-50 matchup. I know some people are going to say I'm bugging, but this is Sean O'Malley versus Umar Nurmagomedov. Essentially, Conor McGregor versus Khabib Nurmagomedov 2, if you want to, accept Umar's not undefeated. This matchup again, listen, Sean will have to stuff the takedowns. Do I think he can stuff the takedowns of Umar? Yes. I don't think Umar's gonna bring. I don't think he's gonna bring as much of a relentless pace as someone like Merab. And I do think Umar is going to engage with the striking a lot more. And I feel like, in terms of the striking, Sean is the better striker. And I do think he would have, not necessarily his way, but I do think he would be able to do well in terms of the striking against Umar. The problem is the mixing in of the takedowns. And you see, this is what it is, yeah? I'm going to be honest, like, seeing Sean in his last two fights against Merab, and even when he fought, I think it might have been Peter Yan. I think it was when he fought Peter Yan. Something I've noticed with Sean, I feel like he struggles with high-paced fights. I'm not talking about high-paced striking. I'm talking about high-paced mixed martial arts. So the wrestling, the grappling, the striking all together, I do feel like Sean struggles. Especially, listen, when you're an elite striker, yeah, like, and that is, how can I explain this? That is more of your speciality. I do feel like you tend to gas out a lot quicker than these other guys that are more well-rounded or wrestlers. Because at the end of the day, wrestling cardio is just a different cardio. And the only way to get better cardio for mixed martial arts, really and truly, is to train more of your sport. So, yeah, man. Listen, Sean and Umar, it's definitely a winnable fight for Sean. But again, I do think Umar will probably bring a high-paced level fight of relentless pressure, which is something Merab did. And I feel like going forward, a lot of guys fighting Sean are going to try and do that. It's like Leon. People have kind of cracked the code with Leon. If you don't let him get into his rhythm and settle into his rhythm and be on the front foot, and you're pushing him back and you give him relentless pressure. I mean, that's what Kamaru essentially did in the first fight when they first fought. Bilal did that when they fought in the rematch. Sean did that when they fought. So I just feel like there's some guys that just can't handle the relentless pressure. And I do feel like Umar will present that towards Sean if they do fight. It's like I said, guys, it's definitely a winnable fight for Sean. But if it's not Peter Yan he's getting next, then logically this is one of the fights that make sense next. Then that puts Umar in line for a title shot, or puts him in title contention. But yeah, listen, Sean's got his work cut out at 135 pounds. Lastly, we have Sun Yadong. I think this would be a good fight. I think out of all the three fights I've mentioned to you now, I do think this is probably Sean's not easiest fight, but this is probably the most winnable fight for Sean, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, he could beat Yan as well. It's just, I think this version of Yan that we're going to get he's just not going to take no shit, man. So we'll see, man. But yeah, Sun Yadong, I don't know, man. I don't know. It would be an interesting matchup. I don't think Sun Yadong is going to bring that I don't necessarily think he's going to bring that relentless pace. But when he fought Henry Cejudo, I can't lie, it looked like the tide was starting to turn a little bit. So, this is another fight that could go either way, man. I don't know, man. It's a weird one to break down. I think I need to go watch more of Sun Yadong's fights. But this is probably the fight that I would favour Sean more in than the other two fights, because I do think this is a very winnable fight for him. However, that being said, Sun Yadong is not a pushover, and it's not like he's not It's not like he's not a serious fighter, because he is ranked number 5 in the division, so he's up there. And the top 5 are serious. Like, you can't when you get to the top 5 of most divisions, you can't compare it to the rest of the division. So Sun Yadong, and let me quickly have a look at his fight history. Ooh, okay. Well, with that being said, as much as Sun Yadong's good, he's full Sanhagen. He lost to Sanhagen. Oh, you got stopped. Doctor stoppage. I need to watch that. He lost to Yan, and he beat Cejudo. Wow. Oh, 3 rounds. But I thought Thingy got eye poked. But yeah, listen, Sean does have the better resume, and Sean has fought the better fighters. But that's, if we're being honest, guys, that's just down to Sean kind of being fast tracked in the UFC. But again, there's holes in Sean's game, man, and I do feel like, I hope he doesn't become like a Leon Edwards, where guys have figured out his style and they know what they need to do to beat him. Because it does seem like a lot. Guys, I'm going to be honest, yeah. I'm more of a striker when it comes to mixed martial arts. And I'm sure you guys will get to see that one day. But I'm one of those people that I can mix it up. And I would rather be a more well-rounded mixed martial artist than to be just an elite striker. Because in this day and age of MMA, the elite strikers, yes, they can get to the belt and they can become champions, but it's defending the belt and creating longevity. I don't feel like in this day and age... Okay, I'll give you a good example. You know someone who's actually a very good, well-rounded mixed martial artist, but he's also an elite striker? Ilia Topuria. But because Ilia Topuria can mix it up, like look at him when he fought Max. He shot a few takedowns just to let Max know, I can take you down as well if I want to, So you better watch out for that. And stuff like that will open up the striking for you. So if you're an elite striker and you can mix in the takedowns and everything else, listen, tick, 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 W. But Sean isn't one of those guys. He's a guy that relies on the striking heavily. So if someone like Sean gets backed up and the pressure is relentless, takedown after takedown mixed with striking, it's too much for the brain. It overloads the brain. It gets you overthinking. And yeah, I just think Sean has his work cut out at 135 pounds. Some people are saying he needs to go up in division. But even going up in division, don't get me wrong, he could do well at featherweight, but he's going to... Okay, now Ilya's gone. There's not necessarily big punches like that. We've got Josh Emmett. You know what? Sean O'Malley probably could do well at 145 pounds. Although Volkanovski, I'm not going to lie, Volkanovski ragdolls him respectfully, because he's going to he's going to pick him up, put him on the ground, and he's going to get that ground and pound in. So, but maybe Sean should have 1 or 2 more fights at bantamweight and move up, because you know what, there is some interesting matchups that that could take place. We've got the likes of Laron Murphy. That would actually be, I think that would be a good matchup. I do think Sean would win that though. But yeah, we've got guys like Laron Murphy, Aljamain Sterling. I mean, we could get the Aljamain Sterling rematch. Yeah, there's good names, man. There's even Yair Rodriguez in there. That would be an interesting fight. 2 elite strikers. That would be a very good fight. I would like to see that, to be fair. Yusuf Zalal, Gene Silva. So there's a few names, man. There is a few names that would be very interesting matchups, and you know what, people would pay to watch, and I think they would do well in terms of pay-per-views or fight nights or whatever. So, man, Sean O'Malley just needs to think about what he wants to do next, because I do feel like he's in a weird spot in his career. Like you've achieved championship status. You've lost the belt, and it's like, what's next? Leon Edwards is in a similar position. Literally, you lost your belt, then fought again, and you lost again. You're on a 2-fight losing streak. So I don't know, man. I don't know what's next for Sean O'Malley, but I wish him the best. I do think he can still put on spectacular fights and be a big name. The question is, can he get the belt? And the question is, another question is, if he does get the belt, can he hold on to the belt? So we'll see what's next for the Sugar Show, man. Comment below what you think the Sugar Show should do next. What matchups you think the UFC should make for Sugar Show. And like and subscribe, guys. It's Big Gems in a bit.